Hello, myself Dr. M.K. Goku, Department Mathematics, Government College, Ajmer. We are, in these days, we are studying the group theory. And yesterday, I defined the order of an element in a group. Order of an element in a group, and subsequently I proved a result that if A belongs to G and order of A is n, then A raised to the power, then if A raised to the power m is equal to identity, then m must be a multiple of n. Means if we are given an element A in the group G and its order is n, and if any A raised to the power m is equal to identity, then naturally m must be a multiple of n, and if m is a multiple of n, vice versa, am must be equal to n. And we prove it by taking an example. Today I am going to take some more results, more theorems for the element of a group. These results are: order of every element of a finite group is G is finite and less than the order of the group. And if in a group order of A is equal to order of A inverse, means A is element of G, then order of A and its inverse are always equal. Means order of any element and its inverse are equal. The fourth one, the order of any integral power of an element A of a group can never exceed the order of the element. And fifth, order of XA X inverse is equal to order of A. And finally, which I couldn't write here, but the order of identity element is 1. And from these results, we can solve many important results. We can find many important results with the help of these theorems. Here, in order to prove these results, we need to prove, in general, if two integers are equal, if and only if n is less than or equal to n and n is less than or equal to n. We use this tactics, more or less, we use this techniques. And I can take the simple example, again I can take simple example which I took earlier, as G is equal to 1 minus 1 iota and minus iota and multiplication operation as a group, and from here we can draw many conclusions. This is an important result by which we can draw many results, and I may use this result again whenever it needed. So let us try to prove them one by one. Order of every element of a finite group G. Order of every element of a finite group. We are given group is finite. G is finite. Means let there be n elements in G. Means order of G is n. Let A be any element of G and consider A raised to the power 0, A raised to the power 1, A raised to the power G is 0 is equal to identity, say A raised to the power 1, A raised to the power 2 and A raised to the power n. These are n plus 1 elements and the order of the group is n, Therefore, there must be a element, at least one element must be equal to the other element. So let us suppose AR is equal to AS. These are two elements which are equal. Where let us suppose 0 is less than or equal to R is less than equal to S is less than or equal to N. This R and S cannot be greater than N since the total number of elements in G are N. So R and S are less than N and may be equal to 0 or R is less than S. Since AR belongs to G, its inverse also belongs to G. Since G is a group, so its inverse is also there. Let us operate this with A minus AR in such a way, AR, AS, AR. Both the sides, we operate these two with this operation, with this using the operation of the group. So here we finally we find here E is equal to A raised to the power S minus R. And what is S minus R? 0 is less than or equal to S minus R is less than or equal to less than N. This is, let us suppose this is equal to K is less than K is less than N. So A raised to the power K is equal to identity. It means order of A is less than or equal to K and is less than the order of the group. K is less than N. So this from here I can write order of G. Order of A is less than of order of G. Thus we can establish the result that if G is a finite group, then order of any element of G cannot be greater than the order of the group. This result proves this one. Again, let us take another result in order to prove this result. We need to prove or A belongs to G is a group and A belongs to G. G is a group, G star, say this is your group and A is an element of G. We need to prove order of A is equal to order of A inverse. Let us suppose for a moment, let us suppose it is order of A is finite, G may be finite or infinite. Let us consider the case of finite. When G is finite, then let us suppose order of A is equal to N and order of A inverse be N. These two are different. What we need to prove? That N is equal to M. Our target is to prove N is equal to M. We can start from any of these. As I earlier told you that in order to prove M is equal to N, here if we prove N is equal to M, it means we should prove N is less than or equal to N and N is less than or equal to N, and combining these two results we will finally can say that M is equal to N. So let us start with this. Order of A is equal to N. It means A raised to the power N is equal to identity. N is the lowest number. Similarly, order of A inverse raised to the power N is equal to identity, where M and N are the lowest integer. These are the two lowest integers. Our target is to prove M is equal to N. we can take any one of these and we can start with this or this, whatever it. Let us start with this one. So a raised to the power, a inverse raised to the power n is equal to identity. Take inverse of this means a inverse raised to the power n whole inverse is equal to E inverse, and E inverse is nothing but E again, and inverse of inverse, this I can write A inverse raised to the power minus n. This I can write A inverse, and inverse of A raised to the power n is equal to identity, and inverse of inverse is nothing but A raised to the power n is equal to identity. We should write the respective results which we are using here. We should write there. So A raised to the power n is equal to identity. It implies that order of A is less than or equal to n. But we are given order of A is n. So from here we find that n is less than or equal to n. This is the one result. Again we can start with this result. Order of A is equal to n, and order of A is equal to n implies A raised to the power n is equal to identity. Let us take the inverse of this both sides. We can get this result. This implies E A raised to the power minus 1 raised to the power n is equal to identity, and here order of, from this result we can draw the conclusion order of A inverse is less than or equal to n. Since A inverse raised to the power n is equal to identity, therefore the order of A inverse is always less than or equal to n. So, and order of A inverse, what we took here, order of A inverse is n. So n is less than or equal to n, and this is the another result. Combining these two results, we can say that n is equal to n, and order of A is not different from the order of A inverse, means order of A and A inverse are equal. This is what in the case of, we suppose G is finite. If G is infinite, then naturally order of A and A inverse may be infinite also. On the contrary, let us suppose order of A inverse is finite. Say order of A inverse is equal to finite. If it is finite, then order of A must also be finite, and if it is infinite, then order of A must also be infinite. A inverse raised to the power n is equal to identity, and taking inverse again, order of A inverse and n whole inverse is equal to E inverse. This is equal to identity. So inverse. So straightforward, I can write A n is equal to identity. So order of A is less than or equal to n means it is finite. Initially we suppose order of A is infinite, then order of A inverse. From here order of A inverse is also finite, and if it is infinite, then it will not be finite. So we can say in both the cases, we can say order of an element cannot be order of A and A inverse are equal, and from previous result, order of every element of finite group is finite and less than the order of the group. And the fourth result, The order of any integral power of an element of a group can never exceed the order of the element. Integral power, order of an integral power of an element of a group can never exceed the order of the element. Let us consider a simple example from here. Iota is an element, and as we earlier proved, order of iota is equal to 4. And integral power of iota, let us say iota raised to the power 13. Integral power of what we want to prove, order of an integral power of an element can never exceed the order of the element. Let us consider iota raised to the power 13 and iota raised to the power 14. Now try to find out the order of the element. Iota raised to the power 13 means iota, and order of iota raised to the power 13 is equal to 4. Iota raised to the power 13 is nothing but iota, and iota raised to the power 13 is equal to order of iota raised to the power. Therefore, the order of iota is 4. Therefore, order of iota raised to the power 13 means integral power of an element have the same order as the order of iota, as the order of its original element. Now consider this result. Iota raised to the power 14 means I can write 3 into 4 plus 2 means iota square. Iota square means minus 1, and order of minus 1 was from here. Order of minus 1 was 2. So from these two results we can see that order of an integral power can never exceed the order of the element. Here equal to the order of the element. In this case, order of integral power of an iota is equal to the order of the iota And in this case, order of iota raised to the power 14 is less than or equal to order of iota. So with the help of this example we can easily evaluate this thing, but in order to prove, we need to prove this mathematically, using the algebraic notations, etc. Now, in order to prove this result, what we should do? Order of an integral power of an element. Let us suppose order of A is n in a group. A is an element of A belongs to G, and order of A is n. Means A raised to the power n is equal to identity, and order of A, let us say AK is the integral power. AK is the integral power of A, and integral power of A is AK is equal to AK. Now we want to find out the order of AK. We should prove either it is order of AK is either equal to either or less than or equal to, I say less than or equal to order of A. This we want to prove. What we should do? Order of AK is the integral power of AK. Order of A is n. What we have taken? Order of AK, an. Now, an, using this result, an raised to the power n, a raised to the power n is equal to identity, and let us take a raised to the power n or raised to the power k, kth power of this. This is equal to e, and I can write this n, and from here, from this result I can write order of AK is less than or equal to n. So order of AK means integral power, order of an integral power is less than or equal to the order of the element. This we have proved. And last but not the least, now we want to prove this result. Means order of A in a group A belongs to G. G is an element, and we need to prove that order of A is equal to order of AX inverse. Let us suppose A belongs to G and its order of A is n and order of X inverse is n. These two elements AX inverse, X is an element of G. These two results have different orders. Let us suppose. Now our target is again to prove that m is equal to n. It means we need to prove m is less than or equal to n, n is less than or equal to m. So let us start with this. First start with this, that X inverse square, using this mathematical practice, x square is nothing but XA square X inverse. How can I prove this result? X inverse of whole square is equal to X inverse and X inverse. Using associative property, I can write X inverse X inverse. This I can write XA and identity EA X inverse. This I can write XA. EA is nothing but A, XA square X inverse. So straightforward, I can say XA X inverse square is nothing but XA square X inverse. In this way, let us assume that XA X inverse raised to the power n is equal to XA A raised to the power n X inverse. And again, let us prove this result for n plus 1. This is for n raised to the power n. Now for m plus 1, this I can write m and XA X inverse. So I can write XA X inverse XA raised to the power using this result. This result I can write XAM X inverse and XA X inverse using the associative property XA raised to the power n X inverse X A X inverse using the identity property XAM identity A X A inverse, and EA is nothing but A, so I can write XAM plus 1 and X inverse. So in general way, I can say that XA X inverse raised to the power n is equal to X A raised to the power n X inverse. Now, my motto, my target is to prove that m is equal to n. I can start with any of the result from this result or this result. From this result, order of XA X inverse is equal to n implies X A X inverse raised to the power n is equal to identity. So from this result I can say X A raised to the power n X inverse is equal to identity. This I can write X let us operate this with the x a raised to power n x inverse, both side x and x inverse. So x inverse identity x, this will again give us the identity, and from here a raised to power n, this will give us identity, this will give us identity, and identity operated by a raised to power n will give us a raised to power n and is equal to identity. So from here we can say order of, what is this? Order of a is less than or equal to n. And what we are given, order of a is n, means this implies n is less than or equal to n. And again our target is to prove n is less than or equal to n. What we should do? Here we started with this result. Now I can start with this result. Order of a is equal to n. So I can write a raised to power n is equal to identity x a x inverse x. Let us operate it with x a n x inverse x e x inverse, and I can write x a x inverse raised to the power n. Using this result, that result, I can write this is equal to identity, and this is nothing but, or it means from this result I can say order of x a x inverse is less than or equal to n, but we suppose that order of x a x inverse is n is less than or equal to n. Thus, from these two results, we can easily say that m is equal to n, means these two results have the same order. So, and just a result, just single result, that identity element always have the order 1. In any group, identity element have the order 1. Tomorrow, I will take some more example in this regard. Thank you very much.